Welcome to Anunnaki or Priestess. I'm Teresa, and happy Monday to you. If you are watching this um, on the live stream, happy new moon and equinox to you. In any event, whether you're live stream or watching it in the replay, I am happy that you're here. Welcome, welcome. We're going to give just a few moments for some folks to come into the live stream. And in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to start pulling a general reading unless or until someone comes in that has a request for a reading. Hey, Niana, welcome in, welcome in. I am so glad that you could join me. Hey, Miss Yates, welcome, welcome. You know what? I said today I'm gonna have to change my tarot time to afternoon or something. You have a request? Okay, awesome. Good, good, good. Cause yeah, I be trying so hard to get to this 11 thing, but I did promise myself today is day one of my 100-day challenges. There's 100 days left in this year. I don't have no more time to mess around. And one of the things that I promised myself was that I was gonna stop like taking shortcuts or skipping steps. So this morning was a hair wash day. And curly haired girls know that ain't no joke. So even though I bit off more than I could chew, I had to finish it before I came on live because if I mess around and let this frizz mop dry without putting product in it, oh my goodness. It's a problem and then some. Hey Arya, welcome in, welcome in. And what is your question, Miss Yates? We're gonna kick off the day with you, since you said you have a request for the cards. So we'll start with you, and then Niana, do you have a question? And Arya, do you have a question? I'm gonna start keeping a list right now, so we can keep it in everything in order. Right? Like I said, hair day is a project, and I knew it was gonna be, but I didn't know. Well, to be perfectly honest, I took it down a couple of days ago from the small braids and I just put it in some big ones, but I didn't detangle it. I just slapped it in some big French braids going back, and that made an even bigger mess. So, yeah. Okay. And Niana and Arya. Arya Candy. All right, all right. We're going to get started in here and see what's going on. Amanda says she just want to know anything spirit got on its mind for her sweet little heart. Amanda been putting in a lot of, been doing the spiritual work, y'all too. So this should be good. She got situations. Oh Lord, I thought I had my camera straight. Hold on, y'all. I gotta get my tripod together. Bear with me. I'm so sorry. Trying to get to where you can see a little bit more of the table, but and it might be nice if we had a wee little bit of light as well. Oh, now, what kind of foolishness is this? There we go. All right. Let's see. Amanda. I think we're going to start here with a message from the Divine Masters. And of course, I do want to call in my tarot guides, Archangel Michael. I ask that you place a wall of protection around me and the viewers during this session. Only beings of divine light enter into this session, and any beings that are not here for our good, our highest good, and the highest good of all, we ask that they be energetically removed from this space. I also would like to call in my tarot guides and my ancestors, and any beings that may have positive messages or messages that Amanda needs to know, or any of the others during this session, please and thank you. Ooh, Kali Ma came out here for you, Amanda. Divine Severance with Sanat Kamara, open channel on the bottom here, and Thoth, Divine Magic. Well, I know, I know at least one of the situations you in the process of severing from, but that makes me wonder: is it coming sooner rather than later? Who knows? I mean, keep doing what you're doing, but that's interesting that Kali Ma came out here. You may ask when it's your turn, Arya. You certainly may. Amanda's first, and then Niana, and then you. Absolutely. Bear with me just a little bit. Ooh, what's this? Thinker, read. That's an awful lot. Let me see what really wants to come out this deck. It was like 5 or 6 cards. I'm like, ooh, soulmates. Go the distance. Time to go and breathe. Wow. That further makes me wonder about this Kali Ma energy here with this divine severance. Either way, I mean, I honestly didn't see your exit strategy being longer than like a 6 to 8 month program anyway. But maybe it's going to be shortened up. I think a lot depends on what happens with the business end of it. Like I said, you can have the intention to go, but till your money get right, it's not really. It's just a conversation up until that point. A tall tale, endless possibilities, and broken open. Something is definitely shifting for you. I mean, we knew that anyway. We've been doing manifesting with the moon cycles. Yesterday was the new moon in Virgo. Today is the fall equinox. We're heading into the holiday season. The solstice will be upon us before we know it. And I really think that it's going to be, I think that, like I said, the next 6 months are going to be awesome. In any event, we're going to pull, see if we can get a little closer timing on some of this stuff. But, a tall tale being here with this broken open, it kind of tells me that it's not that your past has been a lie, but it hasn't been your highest truth either. Like I said, you've been going along to get along. We get that. There's nothing at all wrong with that. But this is almost like Spirit is saying the devil is a lie. This ain't gonna continue. No, no. Hey, Miss Brittany, welcome, welcome. And oh, first card out in the tarot was the Six of Wands. So there is some reward with recognition. And the Queen of Wands, girl, you got this. You was manifesting big time. The world, the world came out for you. Wow, this is beautiful. What else we got here, Spirit? Nine of Wands. I know, I know. We're gonna definitely clarify that Nine of Wands. I mean, I don't. Yep, Nine of Wands and strength. Spirit is definitely acknowledging what you've been through, what you're going through, but letting you know that it don't matter what you've been going through. Like I said, the devil is a lie. No, no, just breathe. You go in the distance. You do have to hang around in this Nine of Wands energy a little bit, and you've been doing it masterfully. So, but you are in the process of being broken open, and there's some amazing stuff on the horizon for you. Ooh, now this is interesting. This deck is turned upright, but Five of Wands popped out of the deck in reverse. So that's definitely how I'm going to take it. There is conflict here. Well, no, Five of Wands is competition. And truthfully, either way, you're going to have some of that. But it don't matter because Spirit got your back. The moon is here. And honestly, I don't even think it's so much that you don't see it. The thought that I'm having is continue doing what you're doing, following the moon cycles. Because if you notice in this picture, there's a black wolf and a white wolf over here. You're finding your balance through through working with nature. I really believe I'm on course with that too, because the Ace of Swords is down here at the bottom of the deck. What's here at the top? Ooh, the Fool. And the Three of Cups. The Six of Cups. So you definitely gonna have to heal that situation that's really, really kind of got you bound and gagged, but you are doing it. The Magician is here. Yeah. Ooh. Three of Swords shot out sideways. I'm gonna just leave it like that because I know. This isn't something that I mean. Oh, okay, never mind. I could leave. Well, I'm gonna leave it sideways just as a reminder, but it's here because of the end of this cycle. Death is here. The Ace of Wands. You're moving forward. Yeah. Now earlier that soulmate card popped out, and I know you're not in no rush for it, but interestingly enough, when I at the top of the deck, when I finished talking about that, we got a King of Pentacles and a King of Cups. So on the other side of this, with the Queen of Swords, yeah. On the other side of this, when you in this Queen of Swords energy, the Ace of Cups is here with this King of Cups, King of Pentacles energy. It looks like you have a soulmate coming in. Now, I'm just going to clarify them just because we got the cards here to do it. A couple of them I need. Well, truthfully, it's really clear, but I still want another layer with it just to see what's going on. Okay, Six of Wands is here with the Ace of Pentacles. Queen of Wands is here with the Hermit. So yeah, this alone time is serving you well and will serve you well. The Wheel of Fortune. Whoa, what's this? We got a page of that's way too. Yeah, I can't take all of that. It's way, way, way too many. So I'm gonna just politely go back in here. Okay, Knight of Pentacles came out here with the Lovers. So yeah, and I mean, the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck, but he is the most reliable. So, but with it being here with the Wheel of Fortune and the Knight of Pentacles, that has to do with your money, not so much this lover situation. The lover situation is here with the Nine of Wands, and truthfully, in this instance, I mean, we do see a soulmate here, but I think the lover situation has more to do with the family dynamic that you're working your way through, because the Strength card came out here right behind it. Hey, Antoine, welcome, welcome. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune came out here again with Strength. Wow. Five of Wands is here with the Two of Swords. Yep. And the moon, what you're not seeing is this Four of Wands. And in either sense, like I said, the Four of Wands can either be this 1111 marriage card, union, all of that. But in the strictest sense of the Wands, it's about your ideas and things coming to fruition. And the Four of Wands is when they are no longer out there. You're not looking for your ships to come in. This is when they are pulling into the harbor. So that's kind of what you don't see. So I'm glad we did clarify. What's with the Ace of Swords? The Eight of Swords. Ooh. Yeah. Well, I mean, you've been feeling kind of stuck because of the family dynamic, but you're not going to remain that way. With this Ace of Swords scenario, you're working your way through it. You're getting clarity to get unstuck. Yeah, and it is happening for you. The Eight of Wands came out right behind it. So an 8-8 message, but it's with the Fool. And that movement is because of your spiritual journey, your spiritual evolution, if you will, that taking that leap of faith, stepping out there, being willing to do that. You said enough is enough and started doing your thing. The sun is here with this Three of Cups. So celebration is here with the sun. I'm only taking one of those, a bunch of them flipped over. Recognition is kind of tied in with dealing with this melancholy, this family dynamic, the inner child healing, which you are doing. You're handling it. You're aware of it. But it's kind of like your success is on the other side of that. You say you're following your path. Your ancestors have green lit for you. You must be willing to let go of what's no longer serving you. Spirit has also revealed you can no longer worry about how your mom will make it. Exactly. And that's exactly what this represents. This Six of Wands, I mean, yeah, it always looks happy, but there's a bit of melancholy in that about family dynamic. But your success is in rinsing this, so to speak, and you're doing that. So, like I said, Spirit is letting you know we love them. It ain't that we don't love them, and it's not that they're doing anything. Listen, I was listening to a reading from MJ with Soulful Revolution, and I think it was the one from yesterday. I can't remember because anyway. But like she was saying, there are going to be some people in our experience, and it's not even about us lording it over them or we're so advanced and we're this and we're so spiritual, but it is about not allowing them to belittle our spirituality and our walk anymore, acknowledging the fact that no, we really are doing this thing. It really is happening. And there, some of them, they're not going to make the jump. And that's okay. That's really okay. Hey, Rick, welcome in, welcome in. Some of them, their path this lifetime was to be a karmic accelerator for you. They may or may not awaken and ascend and all that, and we don't need to look down our nose at them or feel like they're less than or whatever. Everybody that chooses to awaken and ascend, God bless. But the ones who don't, they're on their path just like we're on our path. And sometimes them paths diverge. You know what I'm saying? And when they diverge, we just got to let them go and continue on our way on our path. Ooh, Seven of Cups is here with the Magician. So you definitely gonna have multiple choices. Choose wisely. I know you're aware of that. The Nine of Swords was here with this sideways Three of Swords. So definitely with death coming after it and the Ace of Wands, 12 swords, that's past stick a fork in me and done. Not only is it done, like you say, it's continuing on onto the other side. We got the Four of Pentacles here with this death and rebirth. So you are protected. You're gonna protect your interests as well. Ooh, never mind. I didn't actually pull that. I split it, and the Ten of Cups was looking at me. But universal laws came out here with this Ace of Wands, and you are definitely working with spirit. This is about karma and dharma, the rule of three. That as above, so below. You're finding your spiritual balance, and that's what's genuinely helping you work the puzzle. She's a karmic accelerator. You had to deal with that as you had never intended on leaving her, but spirit said you must go. Yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly. And that's exactly how you found out in meditation. Four of Swords came out here with this King of Pentacles. Ooh, and the Star. That's what I'm talking about here with this Queen of Swords energy and the Hierophant. You're taking control of your spiritual situation and dynamic. You are taking, oh, and the Ten of Cups popped out anyway at the top of the deck, along with Galactic Souls and the Alchemist. So you said, like I said, not only did the spirit say the devil is a lie, enough is enough, you received the message. And even though, like we say, sometimes when your head is in the lion's mouth, you can't wiggle your behind, you're doing what you need to do in the moment, riding it out. If you need to vent, you got a group of folks that you can vent to. When you need some encouragement from spirit, you got a tarot reader or two or three you can turn to. You're writing this thing out and it's going to serve you well. So, yes, spirit says, good job. Keep doing it. You're closer than you know. Just don't, like you say, foot on the gas now. Do not let up, regardless what it looks. Truthfully, you ain't even got to put your foot on the gas. Just keep your hand on the wheel and let Papa drive. All right, that's all you got to worry about at this point. And you're tuning into your intuition rather well. You're taking the clues. You're doing what you need to do to extricate yourself peacefully from the situation. Like you said, it's not about how you react to things. It's about learning to respond rather than react, and that works so much better to our advantage. That is spiritual maturity, my love. Arya, you can if you're willing to wait your turn. That part. And Rick, I'll get to you in a moment too. I'm working my way through the list. I'm going to put you on the list. If you're willing to wait, then I'll be happy to get to you. All right, Miss Amanda, are we complete here? Or did you have any other questions for the cards before I move on? You're complete. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, all right. Niana, did you have a question for the cards today, ma'am? Are you just here chilling and hanging out and offering your beautiful electric love, sunshiny vibes to the proceedings today? You are so very welcome, Amanda. You are very, very welcome. Thank you for allowing me to read your energy. That was beautiful. Lovely start to the morning. Or afternoon, I should say at this point. My bad. I know that's my fault, but you know. Niana, are you still in the room? And do you have a question if you are, my dear? Brittany, are you still in the room as well? Or are you working? Antoine, are you here? I'm just trying to make sure I still have some mods in the room. If not, Amanda, are you able to moderate if none of them are here? Hey, Love Bug Blues, how are you? Okay, cool. I didn't know if you had to go or not, so I'm gonna go ahead and make you a moderator. If you do have to go, it's cool, but yeah, I just wanted to make sure I got somebody. The daytime crowd is pretty chill, though. We haven't really needed any for the days. I love the fact that the daytime people have some sense. That's beautiful. All right, Miss Arya, can you put your question in the chat, please? Because it looks like Niana had to step out for a moment. If she comes back, we'll double back to her later. But in the meantime, in between time, Arya, happy Monday to you too as well, Love Bug. And happy Equinox to you. Happy new moon. All of those goodies. Absolutely. And if you have a question for the cards, I did place you on the list when we get to it. If you're able to hang around with us for a little bit, I'll be more than happy to pull a few for you. Oh, Arya. Okay. We'll see. Honestly, I'm gonna do my best to try to get you a roundabout answer because trust and believe a lot of folks are having that problem right about now. So I honestly don't think it's anything that you're specifically doing wrong. You know what? I just filled out 3 applications this morning myself. So or actually, let me stop. I submitted my resume to 3 different places, not filled out the application yet. But yeah, a lot of folks are facing that kind of situation. But we're going to find out about your career. When will you get a job? Let's see. I want to get some different cards here. Bear with me a moment while I get these off the table so we can kind of take a look at what's going on in that department. No, because I understand what's going on. I don't need to pull a card about that because number one, please understand, I'm not a fortune teller. And truthfully, Spirit already kind of sort of told me what I need to do, but I'm a little bit impatient and it's not working out quite the way I had anticipated it. So I'm just throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks at this moment. But right now, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, except I'm on the wrong platform and it's not paying me. Your spiritual gifts are supposed to support you, and it's just not happening here. This is an act of love, an act of service that I'm doing here, but I'm supposed to be on a platform that it can pay me and pay me very well. So until I do that, I'm just applying at jobs to see if something comes through. Oh no, Arya, I'm not talking to you just yet. I'm talking to Love Bug. I'm still getting your cards together. Bear with me though. I'm clearing these other cards off the table so I can pull for you. Right now, I was just talking to Love Bug because a lot of folks do get the misunderstanding that tarot readers are fortune tellers, and I'm not. And certain things I won't even allow myself to attempt to look into if I know I'm not supposed to. Um, okay, Arya, I'm going to speak slower for you. Is this okay? Okay, good, good. Lots of love to you too, Arya. Absolutely. All right. Let's see what we got over here. First off, I do want to ask Spirit if we can get some timing. Will Arya receive a job soon? And if so, can we find out when? Please and thank you. Opportunity is here. So there may very well be something coming for you soon. I don't know when. We're gonna see if we can get some timing. Now, of course, anytime you ask Spirit to go to work on your behalf, you do have to do your part. So you'll have to be out there applying for jobs and looking for, being available for these opportunities. Oh, the Spirit does say you're ready and perfect timing. Ooh, Arya, within the next few weeks, the situation will improve, and a yes from Spirit. Now, let me see. Is this going to be the actual job she's looking for? Oh, okay. Okay. I wanted to know whether or not this was going to be the big thing that you're looking for, and I asked Spirit that, and as I did it, two cards popped out. Unlikely, and there's something better. So within the next few weeks, you may get a job offer or something to do. I'm not saying turn it down. Take whatever you get, but do understand it's not where you're going to end up at. It's just a stepping stone to the next thing. There will be something else better coming along, okay? All right. Let me see. We're going to go a little bit further. We got the answer there, but I just want to see about these money moves cards since we got them here. I don't want to rush you off, but it does look like you got something coming your way. Like I said, you do have to do your part, but you keep applying and something's going to come through for you. Even if it's not the main thing you wanted, you'll get something. Awaken is here. A sudden realization about your life purpose will awaken your true potential. Embrace this insight and redefine your path. I think that's why this unlikely and the situation will improve. That's why those came out, because you do need something immediately just to hold you over, but you're going to be doing a major course change or direction change, and it's going to be about working within your soul purpose, within your spiritual purpose, within your life purpose. And it will be work from the heart that's going to compensate you much better. It just may take some time to get into this. You may have to get some further training or certification. I'm not sure what it is exactly that you want to do. We have universe within. Your thoughts influence your reality. Choose hopeful, positive ones. And it says clarify your core beliefs. So this has to do with your sense of worthiness and your thought process around money and work and things like that, because money and work are changing globally as we speak. The entire dynamic, that's one of the reasons so many people are struggling right now. Everything we know that we thought we knew and understood, or the way things used to be around work and money, all of that is dissolving and is evolving into something new. So this is a time for you to be able to, like I said, take the job from your have to for the moment, but also allow the spiritual awakening to shift your thinking and your core belief system to be able to get in line with the new paradigm around money, because that's going to be a lot. Truthfully, like I said, it feels rough now because we're being peeled away from the matrix. So we feel like we're suffering a lack of things, but it will balance itself out and move into a new paradigm. Dreams insight. Your recent dreams are not mere illusions, but messages that guide your waking choices. Decipher dreams, guide reality. So you might want to pay attention to your dreams. Your spirit team might be trying to direct you into a different area. Ooh, but it looks like something new here is going to pop out. It says glittering debut. You will soon be center stage. Capture the crowd's heart. And flexibility is here. Find strength in the tentacles of the intangible, where softness overcomes rigidity. And this is just talking about adapting to change. Like I said, things are changing. So we kind of have to learn to go with that flow a little bit, just because within the next 10 years, everything is going to change. Nothing is going to be the way it was before. Like, trust me on that one. Hey, Sunrise, welcome, welcome. How are you doing? Good to see you. I know the tentacles of the intangible. They went far with them words, but it does make sense. So I get it. Ooh, this is something else at the bottom talking about the contours of the dream. And look at this picture. This little boy. kind of scrawny looking little thin guy is imagining himself all rocked up and muscle bound and all of that. However, this the being able to image or imagine it is the seed to allowing the change over here. So it's basically saying shape your dreams with the clay of your actions. Today's efforts sculpt tomorrow's achievements. Mold your destiny with each choice. You do have more control over your future than most people know. We grow up with victim mentality. We're told that, the world isn't fair and there's nothing we can do about it. It is what it is. That's one of the big ones. And to some degree, that's true. But truthfully, the more you awaken and ascend and come out of the matrix, you become a magical little creature, and you will learn that it not is not always is what it is. Very often you can reshape your immediate reality by what goes on in here and radiates out of here. And out of here, you really manifest from your solar plexus. So definitely keep your chakras clear. In fact, let's take a look here. You definitely want to keep your chakras clear and see. Oh my goodness, that is not what I was looking for. Where's that deck? There they go. Oh, you're welcome, Arya. Bear with me one moment. I wanted to see if the wisdom of the chakras have any advice for you, as well as Archangel Michael. And we might even be able to get a timing card out of the Intuit Oracle. Bear with me one moment here, and we'll see if we can get. Thank you, Sunrise. I try. You said, yep, we had 1111. Divine flow is here, Arya, with confidence. Let go of doubt and move forward confidently. Family healing here, trust in the support of your earth soul family. Sky messenger with freedom, let go of restrictions and set yourself free. Honestly, I feel like the message here is, at the bottom of the deck we have third eye chakra with Om. Travel deep within your consciousness and realize your vast potential. Yeah. And that's one of the things that I was going to say. I really feel like the cards are telling you go within and actually learn, like practice more of the um the ability to manifest. Like learn more envisioning things and understanding that as you do that, you are kind of tweaking your experience. Let's see how we got over here. Archangel Michael says this situation is already resolved. So, like I said, it's gonna happen soon. We have within the next few weeks something. And again, I don't think it's the big be all end all job opportunity, but I do think something is going to come your way within the next few weeks. And then shortly after that, you're going to find the big one as you do this spiritual evolution thing and shift your attitude around money or your belief system. It's not even attitude, it's your belief system around worthiness and money. Yeah. Believe and trust. Okay. All right, all right. Let's see what else we got here. This deck, I pulled it out by mistake, but there are no mistakes. So I'm going to definitely see what's in it. Completion. Yeah. You're ending a cycle and it's been painful. You're ending a karma season. And when you complete your karma season, you'll go into your dharma season and it's going to look better for you. Middle world earth and the smoky mirror is here. Yeah. This is about introspection, understanding who you really are, because most of us don't have a clue who we really are, because we come here and are programmed by our handlers and the world around us to think that we're very much less than, that we're powerless, that we're victims of our circumstances, and we're not any of those things. So this is genuinely about kind of coming to understand that. So yeah, you're going to be just fine, my dear. Just fine. All right, all right. Hey, Brittany, you said you took a job out of have to also. Yeah. Love the people in the job though, so it worked out. Cool. Yeah, some of us it doesn't really. Well, I mean, honestly, we can make almost anything work for a while. And that's kind of why I went ahead, even though I know ultimately it's not it's not to the channel's best interest necessarily for me to take a physical job. I'm still applying for them because, like I said, I got bills. And I can sit around in the stress of wondering when it's going to take off and when it's going to pay. And that a desperate reader isn't going to get paid either. So I could be shooting myself in the foot that way, or take the financial stress off of it to go ahead, get a job that I can take the income from that and get my online store together and get some product together and maybe get a certification or two under my belt or whatever. So like I said, it's not a permanent thing, but for me, it's some it's like weighing which is more stressful, working in a job that I'm not meant to be in or being broke. And for me, I was at the point where I don't, yeah, the broke part then got a little uncomfortable. So yeah, like I said, do something about it. You are so, so very welcome, Arya, and I'm glad it brought you some comfort. And yeah, definitely come back and let us know when you get situated, when you do get an offer of a job. So yeah, but if you keep on putting it out there, keep applying, honey. Don't let your foot off the gas until you got something. But I think you're gonna get something sooner than you know. All right, Rick, it's your turn. If you're still here, may I please have your question in the chat, please? And let me see, Brittany. And Sunrise, please don't go nowhere because we got Rick, Lovebug, and then you. Because the last time I did a live session, you had to leave towards the end and I wasn't able to pull your card. So please hang around. How to spiritually clean your house. Okay. All right, all right. First off, do you live alone or with other people? Okay. I gave you plenty. Honestly, ain't that the way it goes sometimes though? Just sticking around for with listening to other messages, you still get your message. You still get your message. I saw the question, Rick. I'm asking you, do you live alone or do you live with other people? You and one other? Okay. Um, I mean, I'm gonna pull some general cards for you anyway. Ooh, improving health is at the bottom of the deck, and helpful people, and choose a new direction. Um, One, you can ask your angels that showed in the deck as well. I would definitely encourage you to go about it holistically. Of course, first thing you want to do is physically clean the home, move clutter. Um, Energies stagnate in unused places. So if you got boxes of papers and old clothes and stuff piled up that you haven't used in umpteen 72 years, the first thing you want to do is go through all of that stuff and stir it up. Whatever you haven't used, and here's the thing, not only will it help clean your space spiritually, But cleaning your space physically allows, from a law of attraction standpoint, it allows you're preparing space to receive more. Get donated, do whatever, all of that. So yeah, that's the first step. Now, once you physically clean the space, then you'll want to go back through and energetically clean your space. You can do so with like sage. Now I'm using, this is dragon's blood sage, which is also a very powerful resetter. There's copal, sweetgrass, um, rosemary bundles. There's any number. You can look up the spiritual effects of each one, but sage and or dragon blood sage are kind of go-tos in the smudging space for a home. And what you'll want to do is, it takes a while to light this. I don't even have a candle lit, so bear with me a bit. But once you, like when you light your sage and you get it up, you don't, once you get it to where it starts to flame up, like when it'll hold the flame, then you blow it out, it will smoke for a while. So get you a feather or something like that so you can kind of fan the smoke, and you'll just walk and fan and walk and fan. And I do encourage you to open your windows so that negative energy can leave the space. You ain't got to open them wide, but at least crack the window open a little bit so that as you're smudging through the house, those energies can leave. And then follow it with a cleansing or a booster. This is a nub, so but something like Palo Santo, and you'll go behind and do the same thing through the space and light that Palo Santo. After that, you everywhere in that house, that two walls or anything, whether it's walls, cabinets, whatever, but everywhere that two walls form a corner in that house, whether it's an interior corner or an exterior corner, if it forms a right angle, drop a little bit of salt in that corner. Doesn't have to be fancy. It can be sea salt, it can be non-iodized salt, it can be iodized salt, because you're not ingesting it, it's just salt. So drop some salt everywhere that a corner forms in your home. um, if you're really having an issue with entities and things like that, I would encourage you to put labradorite, not labradorite, I'm so sorry, black tourmaline or onyx at the four corners of your bed. And you might even be able to put like at the in the center of the bed underneath it as a unifying point to join those four corners. You can put like a piece of white quartz, clear quartz. You can use onyx as well, yeah, but you can create a crystal grid around your bed by doing that, either onyx or tourmaline or obsidian. The darker stones, they are very protective stones, and put them at the four corners of the bed and put a piece of clear quartz right in the middle. Better yet, a Herkimer diamond, which is a piece of quartz, but the way it's pointed, it is a powerful conductor, and it's not super expensive. None of what I've said is really expensive. You can buy labradorite rough in bulk on Amazon for like 10-15 bucks and get like a pound of it. So you can do that, and look up house smudging music. There are several very good videos on YouTube that have frequency music, and use a speaker or whatever. And if you got a TV that you can run YouTube through, or a Bluetooth speaker or something like that, and while you're doing all your smudging, be playing that house smudging music as well. Certain entities don't like certain scents or certain sound frequencies. So by doing that with the sage and then following it with the Palo Santo, and then the corner thing is important because negative entities do, they travel in angles and they hang around in corners. So that's basic, and they don't like salt. Like you say, I mean, even if you watch something on television in the movies, they always show what, the witch or whatever putting a salt circle around her before she does any work. That's a real thing. So, and it doesn't have to be a lot of salt. You don't have to have people wondering, did you not clean your house, because they sitting there looking at piles of salt in your corners. This is something that only you need have to know about. You can also, Oh, I didn't even think about it. We just passed the new moon. I'm not sure how effective moon water made under the new moon is, but I know under the full moon, you can make moon water and you can wash your floor with it. Oh yeah, you definitely take salt baths. That's for cleaning your aura. I just took one this morning. Like I said, I thought I was going to be in here earlier and wound up being a little later because of that. But yeah, for a salt bath, you're going to want to put at least a cup of salt in your water. You can also use like a cup of baking soda with it, a cup of Epsom salt. Soak as warm as you can stand it. Now to clean, like really cleanse your aura and make it really feel good as well, you can also add like a cup of light brown sugar and like a teaspoon, maybe up to a tablespoon, no more than that, of cinnamon, because it's going to make a mess in your tub if you put a whole bunch of cinnamon in there. But yeah, you said you did 6 wheelbarrows of fill dirt today. Oh Lord. But yeah, that's one of the ways you can spiritually clean your house. Now, I want to find out what's going on that we got to do all of this for. So bear with me a second here. Are you having problems with paranormal activity or entities, or you just want to do a general cleanse? You're welcome, Arya. You're very welcome. We got intuition here. Trust your intuition and know that what seems logical may not necessarily be right. The answer to your question lies inside your heart. Endless possibilities exist for you. Stop trying to work it all out and feel your way through. We, your angels, will guide you. Trust your feelings. What feels right is right. That's one message from the guardian angels, along with this prayer. Dear guardian angel, help me believe that all is possible through love. Help me manifest my dreams and live an inspiring and fulfilling life. Help me to feel God's presence in every moment. Help me feel eternally loved. Thank you for being always by my side. Now, I want to know. Hey, CC, welcome, welcome. Thank you, Sunrise. Appreciate you. Oh, Rick, it looks like you said Saint Michael. Yeah, we. I got some more. I got some Archangel Michael cards over here that I can definitely take a look at and see what's going on. But honestly, if you're having an issue with some kind of a spiritual imbalance or feeling energy presence, it's probably because you are in the midst of this transformation. First breath is here with beginner's mind. You can't sleep at night. Okay, lost compass, getting back to integrity, and will o' the wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows. Now, honestly, it's a lot of us can't sleep at night right now. I've never had a problem with insomnia, hardly ever. It's been decades since I had an issue with insomnia. Hey, Cece. Um, but I'm having issues sleeping at night as well, and ain't nobody in here. I mean, I'm not feeling any negative energies or entities. It's the energy period. We're under a lot of energy right now. We just had an eclipse earlier this month. We just had another one yesterday. We're in the full moon energy, and today is the fall equinox. So there's a lot of energy going on and a lot of shifts taking place. Ooh, Michael says God is in charge. Also, keep your eyes on your targeted intention. Lean on God and the angels for support. And the person you're asking about is trustworthy. You're not really asking about a person, though. Innocence is here. But your home is protected by angels. Still do your cleansing work. I'm not saying don't, but this is at the bottom of the deck. Your home is protected by angels and go forward fearlessly. So yeah, we definitely need to put our spiritual barriers in place and ask Michael when you go to bed at night. I'm trying to tell you, when I be having when I now sometimes I forget myself and get to having issues. But for a long time, especially when I was having problems with sensing folks around us, I asked Michael and Raphael to guard me every night during sleep. Asked Raphael to bring healing to me, and asked Michael to put a wall of protection around me. So yeah, definitely don't forget to do that. But the sleeplessness may not necessarily be a sign of negative entities. It's just a lot of folks going through that right now. If you have access to get near some water, especially if you can get near the ocean, go put your feet in the sand a little bit, and that may help get some of the negative ions off out of your system. Giving and receiving is here in a creative project. So when you're saying you're not able to sleep, are your thoughts racing, or you just can't sleep, period? It says your soul longs to express itself in creative ways. We're guiding you to infuse artistry and creativity into your life. Creative expression makes you feel alive and excited and reignites passion toward your life. And the entire universe operates in cycles similar to your inhalations and exhalations. When you only exhale or only inhale, you become out of rhythm with the universe. For optimal health, energy, and replenishment, balance each inhalation in your life with an exhalation. And they are likening inhalation and exhalation to giving and receiving. Let me see. I want to go here. We'll put a little tarot. All is at your fingertips. What has been created by one can be had by all. And do understand, if you are having difficulty or sensing energy presence and all that, again, like I say, a lot of that is because you're being called on a path. Just had a 33 card here come out. You're healing your heart. The heart hurts, but it will mend in time. And you are unlimited. What you can create is unlimited. And when you have that kind of potential and you're in the process of being extracted from the matrix, there are going to be energies around those powers and principalities that we have to battle against. Like Yeshua said, they're not going to like that. They want to do everything they can to keep you from waking up. So that's why I said continue doing your cleansing work and all of that. But it's not that you're doing anything wrong. And I'm not really sensing spell work here. Trust in your new path. All will work out for you. Yeah, I honestly think spend time on you. Balance yourself. Aim for what you want and believe in yourself. You are worthy. So yeah, I really feel like I'm getting ready to pull some tarot, but I feel like this is just because you are evolving. And there may be some residual spirit entities hanging around that don't necessarily like that, because they know who you are before you know who you are. And the last thing them sapsuckers want is for you to actually figure out who you are and awaken and ascend, because they won't have your delicious energy to feed off of anymore. So, but I don't think it's necessarily any human individual sending spell work or anything like that your way. I'm not sensing that, and have none of the cards have come out to show that yet. Justice and the High Priestess came out here. Yeah, you just shifting. You are shifting spiritually. You're cracking open and awakening further in the matrix. Ace of Wands is here. And we've got the Four of Cups. This is introspection. So maybe you're being called to do another round of Dark Night of the Soul, and definitely protect your energy around that. Because we have to unpack some of our traumas and dramas and all that other stuff. But you want to make sure that you are aware of this. Like I say, it's just you. in the energy, not something actually coming for you. This is about doing the spiritual work. Eight of Pentacles is hard work that brings success, but I'm not seeing this as commercial work. I'm seeing it as spiritual work. Eight of Cups, walking away from that which no longer serves you. And there is a little melancholy in that. This is Five of Cups is a little bit about crying over spilt milk, but you're doing this so that you can escape your karma season, or not even escape, complete this wheel, the wheel of fortune. Everybody looks at the wheel of fortune as a luck card and only good and all the rest of that. But you can either end up on the bottom of this wheel stuck in karma, or at the top of the wheel blissed out in dharma. How we manage the wheel it depends on where we end up. So I think this is genuinely about you making your way to the top of the wheel. Let me see here. Yep, Hierophant is here. That's about literally stepping into authority, whether it's spiritual. Well, it is spiritual authority. It doesn't have to be religious, because a lot of us are being called out of religion. Truthfully, all of us are, but everybody ain't gonna heed the call, and that's fine too. But a lot of us that are going through this level of awakening now are coming out of religion, or religiosity, I should say, and making our way to true spirituality. And in doing so, there is a leveling up that brings you into a portion of spiritual authority. And truthfully, the high priestess is here. The high priestess and the hierophant are divine counterparts. So whether this is you balancing you within you, like by merging with your higher self, so to speak, or a leveling up between you and your partner as true divine counterparts, either way, it's about a spiritual level up that will bring success with recognition. You got star energy here, but it is about going within and healing a lot of this stuff. The Six of Cups is here. Six of Cups always looks beautiful, but there is melancholy in going back and addressing this childhood stuff, because a lot of times in our childhood we've locked away trauma and drama that we don't even realize. There's a lot of complex PTSD that happens for a lot of people, but that work has to be done so that we can bless our mess and get out of the karma season into dharma. But you got this. Chariot energy is here, along with the Ace of Pentacles and the World and the Lovers and the Ace of Cups. Man, yeah, absolutely. At the top of the deck, we had the Seven of Cups. A lot of choices coming up for you. So, like I said, do the spiritual work, do the cleansing, choose wisely. But whatever you're feeling and experiencing now is just because you are. And here's the thing, a lot of us be on a spiritual path before we even know there's a path. We're like, I ain't studying no spirituality. Half of us get so aggravated with religion that we don't even want to hear the word spiritual. But guess what? Like I said, at the end, Yeshua calls his own. He promised us he was not going to leave us as orphans, that he would send Holy Spirit as a helper. We just didn't realize Holy Spirit was going to show up in a t-shirt and blue jeans. We were so used to them lording it over us in the church and telling us we wasn't Jack Diddley because we wasn't buying into their nonsense. We didn't even know we was the new kids on the block, the leaders of the new school, the builders of new earth, all of that. Yeah, your ministry don't have to be from a pulpit. 9 times out of 10, when you're called into a greater destiny, it's not from a pulpit. That's what they don't understand, but they ain't got to understand long as you understand it. Now, because that was said, hold on. We got to get this here over here. I don't know where all that came from. Well, yeah, I do. Like I say, when I get to blowing and flowing, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I asked before I got started. The Spirit let me see what I need to see and say what I need to say. I need to get up out the way and let it be them and not me. So they got a word for you today, Mr. Rick. We're going to find out what the rest of this word is here. Trust in the Plan came out. We're going to take a look at these meanings in the book. Master Healing and Soul Child. Get the heck out of here. Lord have mercy. Boy, oh boy. You don't know who you are. You really don't. But you going to find out. You about to find out. Hold on. I got to see this now just because. But that's also why you be having all the bumps in the night too. But the devil is a lie. They got to go. Envy. Yep, a life with not many to no friends. Use discernment and friendships repeatedly, entering envy in life. The life of a chosen one is a very solitary life. Almost everybody and everything you know will peel away from you before it's over with. But you will also call in new soul family on the other end of this ride. So don't give up. Do not despair. You won't stay alone forever. We're here. You know what I mean? Seeking answers, exploring metaphysical and esoteric fields in search of answers and truth. The beginning of your spiritual search. That's why we saw beginner's mind here earlier. Lessons, seeing the big picture, learning and seeing the big picture, learning important lessons in life, overcoming difficult lessons, burning karma. I knew it. I told you, burning off past karma. Step towards soul freedom, advancing toward your true potential. You got 3 wows out there. You blow your mind getting blown a little bit. I ain't mad though. I ain't mad. Spirit got something for you, Mr. Rick. Yeah, let's see. Okay. Okay. All right. Now we have protect here. You're being asked to protect yourself and your energy. It's okay to want to give to others, which you do effortlessly. It's important, though, that you set healthy boundaries with your energy before doing so. Now is the time to get some protection in place. I think that's why you may have even started out asking about how to cleanse your home spiritually. You sense that there is some kind of energy or entity siphoning off your energy and you need to put a stop to it. And that's wonderful. You are a very sensitive empath. You felt the need to tend to that. Good job. And spirit is just basically letting you know, yeah, you ain't never lied. You do that. Connect to intuition. Repeating patterns are keeping you from making a new choice in this situation. Break free from the old ways of thinking and ask for new insight. As you continue to clean your personal space and your home, you will get a clearer mind to give you more clarity about the things that you need to be paying closer attention to, though. Resolution, whatever it is that you've been struggling with, is about to be resolved. Remember that resolutions don't always happen in the way we hope or want, but being able to move forward and start fresh always brings relief. Mm-hmm. Stand your ground. There is something you want to fight for, yet you're choosing to hide instead. Create a boundary and speak up for what you believe in. And then we have jump in. You're being asked to take a chance and give whatever you're questioning a try. The stars will never all align in just the right way. Sometimes you have to take that leap anyway. Now is that time. And then we got to go over here to this trust in the plan. And we got Soul Child and Master Healing too, which is another 33 cards. So 13 is a rebirth card. In preparation for radical growth, there can be temporary disorder and chaos. Whilst the mind may worry that something is going wrong, the spirit knows that this is a way for the old to disassemble so the new can be formed. Although you may feel out of control during such times, you do not need to resist the process. There is no need to attempt to impose your own sense of order upon the greater plan. You do not need to seek resolutions, for there is no problem here in need of solving. What has been is being cleared away in preparation for the next chapter in your life. Have faith, all is well. Do not fear. You may see the life you have known appears to be ending. You may find that the things you used to do or the way you used to think no longer seem as relevant as they once were. Excuse me. You may feel your relationships and friendships are changing. Some may even be ending. Perhaps you find you no longer have the energy or motivation to keep certain relationships going in your life. However, your energy is meant to be withdrawing from that which it once supported. This is not an abandonment or betrayal. It is not selfish. It is honest. When you trust in your spiritual growth, all that happens is love. That means that even an apparent loss always serves love, whether that is immediately obvious or not. It is sometimes necessary for both parties to become free to live their true destiny. Mhm. And then we have Soul Child. Rebirth is upon you, beautiful child of the universe. You have prepared for new life, and it is starting right now. The divine moment of rebirth, which occurs after a period of struggle, is intense. Wait a minute. The divine moment of rebirth, which occurs after a period of struggle of intense inner work and physical transformation, has arrived. Enjoy getting to know this new self. It is a new day, a new beginning, a new you. Like an adventurer enjoying the discovery of a brand new world, take your time to explore the increase of your light, power, and love. You have undergone the death of the old order. Nothing is as it was, nor will it be so again. You have had to learn detachment, to release and let go over and over again. In so many ways, you have experienced inner death as you have bravely surrendered that which no longer serves your growth in this lifetime, even if you once loved it dearly or couldn't imagine life without it. Deep inside, through that process, your soul has been gathering energy. It has been drawing it away from the old forms of your life and relationships, from your old beliefs about health, finances, work, and from what used to hold meaning for you. It has done so in order to feed the new soul child being carried within your body. This new you is filled with divine light, love, and power. Your inner soul child, this newly integrated self, is preparing for birth now. From that which is no longer, something new is now being born. Mhm. And then, last but not least, we got Master Healing here, 33. As you meditate, remain true to what inspires your heart and commit to your spiritual path. You become an increasingly powerful healer. You are here to live your own life, to be true to what genuinely moves you. The unconditionally loving guide and ascended master Serapis Bey comes to you now with a blessing of master healing to further your success on your path. The Master Serapis Bey is a beloved guide for those who feel a strong soul connection to ancient Egypt, for healers who are developing their own modalities, and those who love to work with high frequency concepts. He also assists with the translation of spiritual inspiration into practical worldly plans. He comes to confirm that the Ascended Masters are aware of you. You are an integral part of a powerful spiritual team that has taken physical incarnation to help awaken consciousness into love. You are asked to tune into your heart. What do you love enough to overcome any obstacle to attain it? What motivates and inspires you? Not what seems possible or practical, but what is authentic. We are most powerful when we serve authentically from the heart. A bird might learn how to dive underwater from time to time, but it is never going to be at its most powerful if it has to live underwater. It would struggle to thrive if it were to force itself into such unnatural expressions of its life energy. The bird yearns to fly because that is its divine nature and purpose. You too have divine nature and purpose, and your heart holds the clue. What feels most like you? Wow, dear one. Wow, wow, wow. So yeah, keep doing the things. You was talking about covering your mirrors. Honestly, I don't even go that far, but you know what? Most of the mirror in my room is covered because it's not even on my dresser. It's behind the dresser, and I don't have a lot of mirrors in the house anyway. I got one in the bathroom, um, and then a portable mirror or whatever. So yeah, I get it. So yeah, that is your message, dear one. So I'm hoping that you'll have. Ooh, house is here, talking about boundaries, structure, framework, tradition, and you started out asking about the house. Saturn is here at the bottom of the deck, the regulator, accomplishment, duty, responsibility, completion of cycles. This is representing the world card. Yeah. The element of spirit is here, ether, prime element, source energy. The key word is allow and trust in divine timing. With the sun at the bottom of the deck, bring the life, the bringer of life. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. And at the top of the deck, this is that rebirth cycle. Coffin is here that you're going through. Stepping stones, the process of arrival step by step. This is progress and spiritual growth, along with ship, going places. May even be some real travel, but it talks about enterprise, movement with the wind, and possible potential actual travel. Tornado, some sudden upheaval, the end of a cycle. And what's here with Jupiter? Expansion. This is the wheel of fortune again. Abundance, time of growth, optimistic growth, abundance, wheel of fortune. Good job. Good job. Good job. You are so very welcome, Rick. I'm glad that that brought you some clarity and hopefully some encouragement and confirmation, all of them good things. Yup, right? Send you exactly where you're supposed to be, exactly when you're supposed to be there. Look at my little old teeny tiny channel, and yet you found me and got exactly the message that you needed to hear at exactly the right time. That's just exactly how spirit works. Because I set an intention that the ones that's supposed to find this channel will find it regardless of how small it is. So, yeah, good job. Good job for tuning into your intuition. Whew, and congratulations on your rebirth. It's a bouncing baby boy, a bouncing baby soul child. Mm-mm-mm. All right, all right, all right. Love Bug Blues, are you still in the house? And I love you right back, Papa. I do, I do, I do. Make sure you lock in and subscribe to the channel. You may want to also go down to the bottom of my homepage, scroll down to the bottom of that page, my other channel, Modern Mystic Messages. There's an icon there. I highly encourage you to, if like I said, if these messages resonate with you, I highly encourage you to subscribe there as well. We get into the meat and potatoes of what's really going on over here as opposed from a scriptural standpoint, not a religious standpoint. We done did away with that part, but to actually see the ways that humanity has been bamboozled and look at the ancient texts, which do include the scriptures from time to time, but we also look at other ancient texts and all that so we can kind of get a bead on what's actually happening here as we march into the age of Aquarius. So I definitely encourage you to subscribe there and come join us over there sometimes. We have a lot of fun. Okay? Appreciate you, brother. All right. Love Bug, you here? If Love Bug isn't here, Sunrise, would you like me to pull some cards for you? Because I'm at that point of the list. Also, I can look. Let me see. I already pulled for Arya and Rick. Sunrise, Brittany, or Niana, or Love Bug. Any of y'all. Speak up, speak up, speak up. Mm. Well, since nobody is speaking up for a direct reading, I'm going to go into a general reading for whomever is coming along because somebody else will come in. I don't want to just sit here silently. So I'm going to pull some cards to see where else we can go here. Bear with me a little bit. Oh, I dropped the deck. I'll get it in a little bit. All right. And again, if you're coming into the room, if you're just now getting here, if you have a question for the cards, feel free to type your question in the chat box so we can take a look. In the meantime, in between time, I'm going to pull a general reading to see what's going on for whomever might trip up on here on this information at a later date. I got to get another set of pliers to keep this thing fastened. Bear with me, y'all. So annoying. You know what? Bump it. It'll be what it is. I'll fix it later. All right, all right. Now let's come in here and see what's going on. First thing I am going to pull an archangel message here to see if any of the angels want to bring us in with a message here. Oh, I bent one of my cards. That's not cool. For the angels of Atlantis, do you have a message for us today? Raziel is here with dreams. Jophiel is here with forgiveness. Whoa. Raphael is here with Earth Force, and Zadkiel is here with security. So we're definitely going to take a look at those. Ooh, that card flipped over, so that tells me they want to speak a little bit here. That's how we do it. So we're just going to get on in here and be obedient and pull these cards, and we'll get those readings, the book meanings for those in a little bit. I want to see what intuitively kind of comes. Oh. Okay. This looks like it kind of ties in because we got dreams, forgiveness, earth force, and security. And then we have open up, release, judgment. Back here with this forgiveness situation, warrior spirit, and bravery. And with open up, you're being asked to open your heart to another, to let down your walls and trust that they want what's best for you. Your life will open up in wonderful ways once you decide to open up. And this may even be opening up to an opportunity or situation. It may or may not be a person, but it looks like it, for some of us, it certainly is a person. Release judgment. Holding on to judgment, whether of yourself or others, only clouds your vision. Release it and see the world and your path with clearer eyes. That definitely ties into the forgiveness energy of Jophiel. Because truthfully, when you really set upon your path to work on unconditional love and forgiveness, something will definitely shift for you. And it's not just, I mean, it did for me, but I'm not the only person that I've heard say that. It's like you get to a point in your spiritual journey, if you will, that spirit literally, once you start meditating, the concepts, what you meditate on, what shows up in meditation, what comes into your mind to consider doing meditation begins to shift. And at some point, forgiveness and unconditional love is going to be staring you right in the face. And that is a powerful spiritual shift when you start doing that. And I'm not saying it's going to make you perfect, but it helps you release Like I said, the judgment against not only the rest of the world. Truthfully, you'll probably release judgment against them first, but eventually, once you forgave everybody else, somebody gonna come along and remind you you forgot to forgive yourself too, and that's gonna probably throw you into another round of dark night of the soul and some serious introspection. But it is to your spiritual benefit, and you'll benefit radically on a spiritual level because of it. Um, Bravery is here. You being asked to make a tough decision that you've been putting off because of fear, which is understandable, but you do have the strength and bravery to make this decision, and you'll feel so much lighter when you do. And warrior spirit is here. Relentless commitment to challenges, approaches life as a personal battle, here to master your forceful nature with security. So we're going to look at that. We got thinker here and higher power. Ooh, and new life. I see. I knew it. I knew it. This is part of the transformation. It just is. Ooh, happy also came out though. So truthfully, it's a transformation. And blessed is at the bottom of the deck with Treasure Island. Wow, I'm taking both of those because new life, happy, blessed, and Treasure Island. Now let's see here. Reziel with dreams. Hold on, let me see what he has to say here. Your dreams are one of the most powerful oracles you access, and Raziel illustrates that messages are filtering through your dream kingdom at present, which will help you with your next important life decision. Don't worry if you cannot remember your dreams, as your unconscious has them in store for the higher self or Ka to interpret. Try to keep a dream journal to develop the ability to read the metaphors of this part of your consciousness. Sit in stillness to assist the interpretation of your consciousness. And I'm going to tell you, I don't always, hey, Amanda, welcome back. I don't always remember my dreams, but if you have somebody that's like spiritually attuned or in tune around you in your spiritual circle, share what you can, even if it doesn't make sense. I had the goofiest, like hodgepodge of a dream the other day, and I shared it in the WhatsApp group, and Antoine gave the most beautiful, detailed interpretation of that dream. And I was so glad that even as silly as I thought it sounded, I'm glad I took the chance and shared it. And I ain't gonna lie, lately I've been dreaming about contact, like seeing all kinds of UFOs. And in fact, they didn't even look like UFOs. They were flying so low in the sky, it just looked like a whole lot of air traffic flying overhead, like really low. Like dozens and dozens of them flying. They weren't commercial airplanes. They were from other realms. But I've been seeing that, so I don't know exactly what that means, but I kind of sort of think I do. And I ain't mad either way. Let's see. We got Jophiel here with forgiveness. When you draw this card, Jophiel asks you to release the negative feelings of the past, to let go of the substance of the pain that stops you from living a life of unlimited joy and love. Forgiveness doesn't mean you accept inappropriate behaviors towards yourself. It means that you no longer are prepared to carry the pain of reaction within you. When we hold unforgiveness in our hearts, we may be stabbed by bitterness. Let Jophiel take this burden from you. By chanting Ha 3 times, your heart chakra will feel changed and enlivened. Ha, ha, ha. Love it. And then Raphael is here with Earth Force. Raphael lovingly suggests that you are in need of grounding. Here he suggests you of the beautiful here he reminds you of the beautiful energies that course through centers like the Glastonbury Tor, which is the heart chakra of the world. If you've been moving too fast, physically or emotionally, as a consequence of stress, take a moment to breathe and find stillness and to connect with Mother Gaia. Gaia is always present to hold you and help you. And just like unconditional motherly love, she gives account of who you truly are in all of your beauty and purity. Let Gaia hold the stress for you and all will be well. Chant how or ha 3 times to open up your connection with the earth element within. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah. And then we have Zadkiel with security. Uh, The angels wish to assure you that they unite with your with their they unite you with their powerful benevolence. Zadkiel, in particular, overlights your journey with comfort at this time. If you're disconnected, angelic elixir will surge through you. If you are fearful, you will hear whisperings about your connection with the source. If you are diseased, Zadkiel will comfort you with manna from heaven. Chiefly, the angels will remind you that true security means self cure, and so you will be returned to the well being of the source. Additionally, the sacred symbol of the flower of life will drench your life in its wisdom, reminding you to reveal all to God as well as ask the angels to take all challenges from you. Wow. Hey, love bug, you back? Awesome. And you can put your question in the chat. I was just doing a bit of a general reading, but this is actually a good place for us to stop for the moment so that we can pull cards for you. Did you have a question today, love bug? While love bug is gathering their thoughts, if they choose to gather them, I'm not sure what's going on there. But one of the things we were talking about, this grounding situation where Zakiel was asking you to ground, Anchor came out in these cards. It says you are firmly grounded in the new earth dimensional plane. And honestly, when we go out, if you're able to go outside and plant your feet on Mother Earth, that is highly encouraged. And when you do so, imagine your roots blending with her and joining with her, because honestly, that energetically we can do that. Patience is here. Not all will awaken at the same rate. Be patient and hold space for those who need your guidance. And I think coming to understand this is huge for us. And truthfully, not all will awake. Not all will awaken. Period. This card says not all will awaken at the same rate. Not all will awaken. So we get upset when people are acting the way they're acting or doing the things that they're doing. Some of these people are very much stuck in the 3D, and there will be some that are going to go back. And when the 3D matrix separates completely from 5D, when we've ascended in consciousness to the point that there's no longer any quantum jumping from 3D to 5D because the frequencies are too vastly separated. Those that have chosen to remain in 3D for whatever reason, when I say chosen, They may have just not woke up, or they may have woke up and bucked against it. They wanted to stay with the status quo. They wanted to hang to their religiosity, whatever, whatever, whatever. Doesn't matter. There will come a point in time when the 3D matrix will basically be folded up into itself and reset like it has done many times before. They showed us in the Matrix. Remember that movie? If you haven't ever seen it, please go watch the entire franchise because they put it forth to us as entertainment. It's not just idle entertainment. They really, really dropped some real secrets in that movie about what's going on here. But there was a scene in, I think it was might have been the second one, when Keanu went into the train station and he met the program that caused the sunrise and all the rest of that. And eventually he got an opportunity to meet with the programmer. And during that time period, it came out that that was not his first rodeo. He was like his fourth time through the Matrix. Either the fourth or the sixth. I can't remember that particular detail in the movie. But he would get to a certain point each time and didn't quite make it through. Why? Ultimately, we find out the whole premise of the Matrix movies. He didn't until he actually believed and understood that he was the one. That's the thing that made him the one. Like the Oracle told him, you already made your choice. Now you have to understand why you made it. That part. And unless or until he became self aware enough to understand that, he would reach a certain point. He would always advance a little more in the matrix. He'd get further and further, but eventually the machine would take him out. The programming would take him out. And the same thing has happened to us before. That's the reason why the Mayan calendar didn't go past 2012, because unless we made it past 2012, it was pointless for them to calculate any further. And we made it past. We're what, 12, 13 years on the other side of that now? There's no turning back at this point for some of us, but for those who don't make the jump, it will be reset again. They'll go through transitioning and a rebirth and wake up with the great forgetting in a world that is even more depressing and chaotic than the one we're experiencing right now. Because that's the dynamic of that. Those Nobody gets to cut the line in the soul expansion school. You will learn the lesson or you will repeat the class until you get it. The ones that we call chosen ones are those who are beginning to wake up in the matrix because we're supposed to. There is a mass awakening that's happening. It's designed to trigger all of us. It's just some of us won't allow it to happen. And again, there's no judgment in that. They just haven't allowed themselves to have that happen. But for those that do allow it to happen, we're being called into something exponentially greater than what we've known before. We are at a point in the universe that the scientists feel like even Gaia has never been at these exact coordinates in the universe ever again. Of course you can, Cece. Go ahead. Like I said, I was just continuing on a general because nobody was asking, but you are more than welcome to ask, dear. Excuse me. I don't know what happened to Love Bug. They said they wanted a question answered and then never put it in the chat. So, and Sunrise, you here too? You, like I said, you're welcome to put a question in the chat if you want me to pull some cards for you. But CC, you can go ahead and ask your question in the meantime. You said you waiting for your emails. Oh, so you can move companies. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember you were talking about that the other day. Cece, are you still here or did you get cut off, dear? I'm not gonna get no further into that. I pulled on it the other day, Sunrise, and you didn't want to hear me, and everything that I said, you argued against that. So there's really nothing that I can advise you under that. I wouldn't sign nothing under duress. If I had to go and find a clerk of the court or something else, no one should ever sign any legal document under duress. So no, you wasn't forced to, unless they was literally holding a gun to your head, and in which case, if they were, you should have immediately gone to the police after that. You wasn't forced, you chose to. So yeah, I can't dig around in that. If you want to stay in that victim level of consciousness, something there, either you're not telling me all of the truth or you're not telling yourself all of the truth. But something in your story isn't matching, so I can't read on it at all. It don't matter whether you had a broken foot. Yo, you don't sign documents with your foot, my dear. You don't. And if you on a phone right now, which you are, if you listening to this live stream, most likely you're doing it from a phone. If you're on a phone, there's no excuse why anybody should have been able to make you sign anything under duress. That's a victim consciousness. Now, you may have just chosen to sign it because you didn't want the trouble that it would take to fight it or the kickback or whatever. But again, you're saying they do not have you under a conservatorship, that you are of sound mind and relatively sound body. You may have broken your foot, but otherwise, you're of sound mind and body. How has anybody got their hands up in your finances and you can't get out from under it, and you can't get any kind of legal recourse, and they're forcing you to sign things under duress? Them two things don't match. If you're of sound mind, nobody can force you to sign a legal document against your will. Yeah, that part. CC, put your question in, baby, because we've been here on the live stream a little over an hour and a half. If you don't have a question, I'm gonna go ahead on and shut it down for the day. Listen, I don't need to see the hell you survived. What you're telling me are two different things. If somebody has legal control over your finances, that would indicate some kind of a conservatorship or power of attorney or something like that that was granted to them, either based on your physical and or mental infirmary. And if you're no longer infirm, typically you can petition to the courts and have that removed if it was placed against your will. But you're saying you was forced to sign something else out under duress, and I'm like, them two things don't match. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Whether you move up north or do you stay local? All right. Well, at the bottom of the deck, We have career success, retiring fulfilled, accomplishing, finding success in your career. Work gives you a sense of purpose. So I think a lot of it has to do with where you're going to be able to function best from. Lone wolf, solitude will be your greatest ally. Living a meaningful life as a loner. Road to success will be lonely. In that, I'm not answering no more questions about that, Sunrise, because again, you're talking in circles, and I know for a fact that something you're saying is not connecting. I'm not going to deal with that no more, okay? I'm on to Miss CC because we went round and round and round the other day. Now you're starting back down that same road. I can't do nothing with that. There's nothing that I can do with your scenario. Sorry. Okay, cool. Well, like I said, now I'm focused on her. Uh, it says solitude will be your greatest ally. Living a meaningful life as a loner. Road to success will be lonely. If you move up north, is that around family and stuff? CC? Ancestors, clearing ancestral agreements, pain, trauma, limiting beliefs, imprints, healing, ancestral line and future. Now you talking about moving up north. How far up north are you talking about going, and is that going to affect your health situation? Well, I'm sorry you feel insulted, Sunrise, but again, you came in here, you say you don't have a question, but you're interrupting someone who is asking a question. And the more I try to offer you sound advice, you keep talking in circles about what's not happening. So I'm sorry. Bye. Have a good one. Thank you for joining us. If you don't come back, then that's on you. I'm sorry you didn't get what you needed here, but again, if you won't be honest with yourself or me, there's nothing that I can do. So I can't be the everybody's solution. So I'm not offended that you feel a need to go somewhere else. Have a good day. I appreciate you for as long as you chose to stick around. CC, opportunity is here for you. And again, my question to you would be, you say you're moving up north. How far up north, and how will that weather affect your medical condition if you move into another climate after having been in a subtropical climate for so long? Or maybe is Miami, is that area subtropical or tropical? But however it is, having been down there for so long and you turn around and move to another climate, just pay attention. It also says get more information here. Oh, I know. Again, every time this person comes into the live stream, they talk in circles, and then they reach a point where they do that one line or spamming thing over and over, put 20 or 30 lines of chat in the chat, but they don't be talking about nothing and talking in circles. And now she's upset because he or she is upset because the information that he or she is giving me is literally talking in circles. Typically people don't just take your rights and take your money and sign away all your stuff to your brothers or sisters or aunties or whatever if you're of sound mind and body. Something had to have happened at some point that led a court to believe, after physical, medical and or psychological examination, that it warranted having somebody else have control over this person's finances. And they're saying that they were forced to sign something under duress. And I'm saying if they were genuinely of sound mind and body, nobody can force you to yeah. People, like I said, spirit don't lie, people lie on spirit. Exactly. If you're of genuine sound mind and body in the United States, unless somebody got a pew pew to your head, There's nobody that can force you to sign over all of your legal documentation giving financial control to somebody else, and you just have no recourse about it. If you allow that to happen, then you're living in victim consciousness, victim mentality. And he or she is still in victim mentality, and they're going to be insulted because I'm telling them something in their story. They're not giving me enough information to accurately. So if they're saying that what I'm saying isn't true, then something ain't lining up about the information that they're giving. But they want to come in and take over the chat and just keep typing line after line after line after line, talking about how somebody done took their stuff and they just waiting on moving and they was forced to sign. If you're not asking a question of the cards, why is you in this chat telling all your business anyway then? Wait on a chance to move or get your power back so you can get your money or change companies or whatever it is you're going to do and go on about your business. But then to turn around and say, oh, I'm not going to be back then, like that's going to hurt me. I got 140 subscribers. I'm so sorry if you choose not to be 141. But guess what? At the end of the day, eventually that number will be replaced. They want the message, but only if it's what they want to come out. Yeah. When they should listen to it entirely. Yeah, exactly. But like I said, there wasn't nothing I could do with that anyway, because listening to that person speak, and I'm not trying to be insulting, they chose to take offense, but it's very clear after two or three times of them coming into the live stream and talking like that, they're not of sound mind. That's the reason the people had control and conservatorship. They're saying it's not a conservatorship, but whatever control that somebody had over their money, they had a guardian over their finances because they're not of sound mind, and they're convinced that they are. But obviously, the court is not convinced that they are. Now, they claim that they're going to be able to move real soon and all the rest of that, but I'm like, whatever. Cece, yeah, like I said, bye. But Cece, you still didn't answer my question, my love. You were asking whether or not you should go up north, or whether you should move locally. My question to you is, how far north are you talking about going? And is the weather going to allow you to comfortably make that move without affecting your health? And also, when you make that move, is it going to put you around a lot of friends, former friends and family, or is you still going to be pretty much isolated? Because the reason I asked that, it does show opportunity here, but it says get more information, recovery, and it's up to you. Improving health is here, and helpful people. So now I just need to find out whether we moving, whether we staying local, or whether we moving up north. Okay. Let me try to see if I can get an answer about it here. Yeah, that's the part. And I don't know why people jump on here and they like somebody had that little slick attitude that, well, could you ask me, did I see a job for myself? I'm not a fortune teller, so I wasn't even trying to. I know eventually whether spirit want me to do that or not. If I keep applying long enough and showing up, eventually somebody gonna hire me. That's just the way that go. Unless spirit genuinely blocks it. But either way, that little sarcastic tongue in cheek, whatever they come up with. I ain't no fortune teller. I'm a tarot reader. You know what I mean? There's a difference. But they want to come in and play parlor tricks and think that they're going to give me incorrect information. And then when I see something that don't line up with the story that that they come up with, then it's a problem. Oh, you still in Florida? Okay, okay. Then maybe that's why Spirit said it's up to you. But either way, like I said, opportunity is here. Get more information, which we had already talked about that part. I think that's more on the business end than the move itself. But recovery is here. It's up to you. Improving help and helpful people. So if you're going to be closer to your daughters, and your other daughter is moving with you, that might actually be a good move. It sounds like a good move to me. I mean, that you ain't moving in with them. So even if they don't align completely with your spiritual objectives, they're not right up in your space. So yeah, I don't really see a problem with that. Hmm. Fireworks came out, passion, chemistry, celebrate happiness, excitement, explosive. Along with white wolf, confidence, guidance, trust your inner knowing, believe in your power, freedom, resilience, and stamina. Up by Orlando. Okay, okay. Honestly, I would rather be there. Orlando, Sarasota, any of that. Miami kind of scares me. Compass, true north. Oh, well, that's heading north. So I don't know about a true north from Miami, but yeah. Well, Orlando is kind of in the middle of the state, so that would be true north from Miami. Compass, discovery, life path, make a plan, explore, know where you're going, find your way. Double rainbow, divine intervention, ascension, perfect timing, serendipity, light codes, promises kept, as above, so below. I really think that spirit is telling, yeah, swan, soulmate, pair of things, blooming love, deep soul connections, divination and fluidity. Squirrel is here, energetic, frugal, saving, prepare for anything, and the sun, yes, energy, power, climax, victory, happy, warm. So the yes is, we finally got an actual yes. I was trying to see if there was a timing card, or we got the compass here with true north and the sun with a yes. I think that's what we were looking for, kind of sort of here. Ooh, temperance came out here with timing, something with from November to December, so either within the next 30 days or sometime before the end of the year. Yeah. Ooh, what do we have? Waterfall, overflowing abundance, chasing after something, cry, emotional release, let it go, fulfillment, tears of joy, along with ship, going places, adventure, uh, enterprise, movement, swift travel, and then stepping stones, the process of arrival, step by step, a way out, progress, spiritual growth, and baby steps. Yeah, I really, I mean, this deck got a whole lot of other stuff in it, but everything that we're pulling has to do with something new, a blessing, movement, family. I would definitely say that that might be the move for you. I definitely think so. Especially if you're in an enterprise that could get, well, like I said, we call it a whole lot of things, and by the time you finish manifesting the things that you talk about manifesting, and they coming in, and with the group manifestations and the all the rest of that, truthfully, having your girls around you might be a very good thing as you continue to move forth. I really believe that's the move right there. It feels good over here on this end, anyway. All right. Oh, these cards that I pulled before you asked the question were receptivity, be open to receiving love and abundance, purpose, discover and live your life's purpose, and recognize that love is a constant, eternal force with eternal love. And then we had career success, lone wolf, and ancestors came back out. Right? Somebody finna move and blow up. With a yes with the exclamation point at the bottom of the deck. I hadn't even seen that. Yeah. That's what's up. All right, all right. Anyone else with a question before I shut it down for the day? Hey, Neana, glad to have you back. Did you have a question for the cards, dear? I had written you down earlier, but I think you had to duck out. I had Love Bug Blues and Sunrise now. Brittany, if you're still in the room, did you have a question before we go? You're welcome, my dear. You are so very welcome. Yeah, I don't really see no down. I didn't like I said. I don't feel no hiccups or feel no downside. I didn't. The card certainly didn't show any downsides or any any questionable stuff. It looked like green lights all the way. So yeah, enjoy. Now the question gonna be finding someplace this because Orlando ain't no joke. But then again, you down there in Miami, that ain't no joke either. So you looking for business advice? Okay. Yeah, I mean, hey, why do you think spirit want to keep you isolated forever? Unless your daughters are super toxic, which you would have said if they were, um, ain't no reason why you can't be there with them or whatever. Shoot, have some help around you. Hang on, I'm trying to get these cards out here. May. Whoa. What? Uh, You wonder if you should hold off a bit. Now, is that a genuine concern? Is it a concern over finances? Is it a fear of success? Is it self doubt? Gotta think about where you really asking this question from now. Cold feet. But we're gonna see. Hold on. Niana is wanting to know: should you stop and plan or just go for it? Okay. Now that's fair. That's fair. Maybe get your finances a little more stable or something, or ask more questions, or just making sure you're footing. Ooh. Now, interesting that you should say that. Should you stop and plan or just go for it? The first card that shot out of the Angel Answers deck was not the right time. So let's see if we can get some better timing. Oh, it says within the next few months. It said no, and then within the next few months. And what's your business again that you're doing? Is it an online business or something else? In the near future, if you believe. So maybe you do need a little more planning, a little more strategy, so that you have a more the holistic health. Honestly, I don't think it's going to be a long wait. What I was just thinking about when you said that, the holiday season may be kind of an iffy time to actually launch. But if you continue to work on it and get information, beginning of the year, that would give you like 2 or 3 months basically to get more information, save your money, plan, be more strategic about it. Because everybody and his mama at the first of the year is focused on, the New Year's resolution, get the body together, to hold it, all of that stuff. From New Year's going into tax season seems like it would be a wonderful time for that kind of business. Maybe in the meantime, in between time, you could be building some kind of an online space or presence, maybe talking about your own health journey or the things that you're looking into, or whatever content looks like for you. Because if you are going to launch a business like that, some kind of content creation is going to have to figure into it to build a clientele. So that might be something that you could start doing as you plan and strategize, rather than actually opening for business. Kind of do this teaser thing leading up to it, so that gives you more time to plan and get it together, so that you can actually launch at the beginning of the year. Self-care is here. If you want to live like royalty, start by treating yourself like royalty. Healer, you're able to provide great comfort and support to those who are on a healing journey, whether their pain is physical, emotional, or spiritual. Career changes here. Does your career fully align with who you are physically, emotionally, and spiritually? Ooh, what's this? Love popped out here, and freedom of time. So, love is the greatest of successes on the path to prosperity. Who can fully experience abundance without it? Nobody. Inner work, don't be afraid to prioritize your personal growth and spiritual development. Health and wellness are necessary to enjoy an abundant life. So maybe it's a little bit more of this as prep work for what you about ready to get out there and do, because putting yourself out there as a holistic healer, like I said, you got to get yourself all the way together first. So, and not saying that you're not, but maybe it's about kind of shoring up your scenario. Like I said, just the prep work and the a little more additional research and preparation for it. Just a little bit, though. It doesn't look like a long time. I really think, because it does say in the near future. I really think the next 2 or 3 months is going to give you the leg up that you need. It's time to profit. Divine timing, seize the moment. There is a waiting period, though, here with watch. Um, Coffin is here. Something is ending, and their financial challenges. It talks about savings here, so maybe it's just getting a little bit more of a cushion before you jump out into that. Let me see here. Tree, financial growth coming to fruition, abundance. Yeah. So, like I said, just it needs a little bit more time to get more firmly established, but I think the little bit that you delay, I just wanted to make sure that the delay was coming from a proper place. But yeah, you're starting over, saving up. It talks about nest egg and resources. I think the delay is going to serve you well. 3 months it's not that long in the larger scheme of things, but it could make a huge difference as far as having enough of a cushion to get off to a start that's not going. This, like I said, it's not going to burn through your little cushion if you started out too soon. So just continue to save and prepare, continue doing your work, working on yourself, working on your spiritual practice, your healing practices and things. Maybe you might even be able to partner with somebody to assist with that in some way or another in the interim. Who knows? Drastic changes are here. You may be going through a dark night of the soul. Maybe there is some inner work that you need to do to look at it as well. This is an energetic war. Choose whether you want to live in fear or love. Something keeps coming in my mind about telling your story, though. And maybe the next few months leading into that is telling your story may lead to building your clientele. And maybe the next few months over whatever you do in whatever social media space you choose, might be paving the way or setting the stage for that. Empath is here. You may be an empath and actually feel other people's pain. That's why I said something in telling your story is super important. Let me see here. Disruption. Tower was there. Triumphant success is here. All right. Clarity. The Ace of Swords type energy. Awareness. We got a 1-1 message. Maybe January 1st is going to be the proper time for you to launch and not now, because we got 2-1 cards here. Ace of Swords and the Magician. Ooh, and recognition and reward. You say you hearing Mary J. Blige, Your Life? Hey, there you go. Partnerships and alliances. So you got a 1-1 and a 3-3 coming out here. Partnerships and alliances and recognition and reward. Oh, that's an 8 of Cups. You already done walked away. And there was an 8 of Swords down here, 8-8. But that's, yeah, I'm not taking them 8s right now. Solitude is here with 9. Conflict and defeat. Do you still have some haters around you that you got to get in check? Because a 5, this 5 conflict and defeat came here with this solitude, which is kind of that hermit energy. And spiritual union. Fertility is here with Empress. 20 is here. Isn't that the sun, I think? Or it's truth in here. The triumph, which is like chariot energy. And then fulfillment of wishes. Yeah, I think it's going to go really, really well for you. But again, with this 1-1-3-3, I think the 3-3 is about just continuing what you're doing, shoring up a little bit spiritually. Get yourself kind of a spiritual nest egg built up, if you will, before you step into the waters, as well as 1-1 on this timing issue. I think it's about gaining clarity. And I'm not saying for sure it has to launch on January 1st, but again, I really don't see it going much past that. It's just the not now. The other answer says if you believe in the near future and within the next few months. And genuinely, 1-1 is exactly 101 days from now. So that's a few months. So yeah, I honestly think that it's going to be, you're going to be starting out 26 with this business instead of doing it right now. All right, all right. I hope that answers your question. Is there anyone else that has a need of, you say your story? Yeah, a lot of us are being called to tell our story, and you may not even think it's a story worth telling. I certainly didn't think that I had anything to tell anybody or offer anybody, but a lot of times when I start talking, people say, "Oh my goodness, I resonate with that. I resonate with that." They going through the same stuff too. And that's all sometimes people need is to know that they are not crazy. They're not out there like the Lone Ranger. What they're going through isn't weird. It doesn't make them bad. They're not behind. They didn't do anything wrong. A lot of us are going through very difficult lessons just because that's the path of the chosen. Oh, that took care of you? All right, all right, all right. Awesome. All right, good people. Well, since no others have come forward, I do want to thank everyone who supported this live stream today with your beautiful energy. And I see that plenty of you did grace it with that lovely thumbs up energy over there on the thumbs up button. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. If you have not subscribed to our other channel, Modern Mystic Messages, please consider that as well. You can find that icon at the bottom of this homepage. If you're so inclined to donate to the channel, you can do so at Buy Me a Coffee. My link is in the About page and on the home page of this channel. And if you are in need of a private reading, or if you wish to have access to our private group on WhatsApp, please email me at modernmysticmessages@gmail.com, and I will be happy to get you the hookup for those things. So, in the meantime, in between time, until next time, peace and blessings to you, soul family. I love you so very much. Namaste.